XRP, we start with daily charges. I want to give a quick update. First of all, if you look at my last analysis, I mentioned for this year, I'm looking for the XRP. And at that time, the price was somewhere around 35 cents. And I mentioned we don't need to wait for the price to break or tag the lowest price of the weekly correction. All right. But we mentioned the best price to look for buy as a long term is somewhere around 29 and 30 cents. By the way, all right, this is what we get. Now the question is whether this is the correction for continuation or this one can turn to a flat in relative to this sharp move for the next drop, and the price could drop to 29 and 30 cents following by divergence before we look for the reversal as a long-term buy. Okay, by the way, we should know that most of the chart, even the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, they have the similar movement. All right, and for what I want to say is that if you get any opportunity for buy for myself, I will take it and I consider as a short-term trade. That's mean I will follow the chart unless we see the next drop and the price drop to somewhere around 29 and 30 cents. This is where we can really jump into and we look for the long term. It doesn't mean from here we cannot look for the long term, but we have to see the breakout of this correction. Okay, that's mean to make it very simple. If you get any opportunity for buy from here for me, I will take it. And we move to higher time frame, we move to monthly chart. Based on monthly chart, we have nothing to discuss. The only thing is we have to see the breakout of this correction at the top or low before we look for the reversal as a long term. And the best things is if the price could drop to and tag the lowest price of this correction, which is 29 and 30 cents, because it can give us better confirmation and better trade setup as a long term. All right. By the way, we see the breakout of this line. This is not really important for us. And if we get any opportunity for buy from here, as I mentioned, we will take it. And we don't need to wait for the next drop. This is the best option, but we don't need for that, right? To wait for that. Because if the price drop, we will have a weekly divergence. But at this point, based on weekly chart, I don't see any trade setup. And if I move to daily chart, as I explained earlier, we are looking at this correction. All right. If the price continues a corrective move, I don't think we are really interested to look for buy, because at that time we confirm with this one for the next drop. But if this one turns to deeper correction, it can give us better opportunity to look for buy. By the way, it depends on the strategy the traders they use. If we get any opportunity for buy from here, we'll take it. But we have to see the breakout of this one as a short move, because we should know that how about if this one turns to flat for the next drop? Because at that point, the possibility for the price drop to 29 and 30 cents is very high. Okay, then how we should look for trade at this point? I don't see any trade setup based on daily chart. And if we move to lower time frame forward chart, maybe it's better we move to 1 hour chart. If we get moved to 1 hour chart at this point, the only way to look for trade, either based on lower time frame, 15 minutes or 5 minutes, we look for the flag, or we put our entry above here, somewhere above the stop. But we should know that is really risky, because simply the price can tag and drop, right? That's why for those traders, first of all, it's very risky to have an entry above here. But for those traders, they want to put the entry above here. What we want to price sharply tag, break, and continue. If the price tag within we see is not moving in our direction within the first or maximum second hours, either we should take out the trade or we put our stop loss somewhere below this. But if at the first point, if we want to put our entry above here, our stop loss should be at least somewhere below here. Okay, but if the price continues as a corrective, we are not going to take the trade. We wait for the next drop. This is the best option. We will take it. All right, or we wait to see the breakout of this one. As a breakout correction, we will take the trade. This option is not, if you want to wait for that option, I don't think so we can get a really good opportunity for buy. That's why we try to get the trade set up within the correction. That's why at this point, the only option is to put our entry above here. And if we put our entry above here, we see the price sharply tag, we see the continuation, we move our stop loss to break even, then we want to see whether the price can break this stop or not, somewhere around 41 cents or not. Okay. By the way, if it depends on the strategy the traders they use. And for me, if I get any opportunity for buy, I will take it, because for this year, I'm looking for the XRP. If we move to daily chart, at this point, I'm looking at this. And as I mentioned, if this one turns to a deeper correction, it can give us better trade setup and better confirmation rather than buying at this point. That's mean if we want to buy at this point, as what I explained based on 1 hour chart, we should know how to manage it. We should be quite careful. Again, because of this possibility relative to this move as a correction for the third before I mean, then we can expect the price drop to somewhere around 29 and 30 cents, following by divergence and this one. This is the the best option we can look for. All right. Because if it's happened, then any reversal, it can give us a very good trade setup, but we don't need to wait for that. That's why if you get any opportunity for buy within this correction as a short term, we will take it. Then we see how it's moving. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. And if we move to higher time frame, if we move to weekly chart, we should know that any opportunity for buy, we have to see the breakout of this correction. All right, that means we have to see the breakout of either this top to confirm we are within uptrend, or we see for the next drop the price tag before we look for the continuation. All right, in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.